Hey there, Tammie's followers. This is attempt number 3. We're having difficulties getting the maker of Guests from Elsewhere onto here, so we're going to try again. Let's see. Ethan, there they are. Joining any second now. But Ethan has created a film called Guests from Elsewhere, and it is stop motion and puppets, and they are going to jump on here and start talking about their film. In the meantime, I want to tell you about our upcoming events and just a little bit what we are. The Art of Movie Making Film Festival is all about shining the spotlight behind the scenes. And we have categories like stop motion, puppets, special effects, new and old technology, props, set design, set build, AI, games, drones. If you don't see it there and you want it added, let us know. We've added things over the years as we learn new stuff. Let's see, it says Ethan has joined. I invited them to come on here. It didn't work, so let me try again. Hopefully Ethan will be here in a minute. And they submitted for 4 different categories, and part of the reason is because we currently have our early bird deadline, which is our front runner deadline. Now it says they're unable to join. We're just having troubles today. 1 second. They're going to have to request to join because my invite is not working. So they submitted for 4 different categories because we're on our early front runner deadline, which means our submissions are only $5. So it's easy for any budget to submit to as many categories as you like, which increases your chances of getting recognition and rewards. The actual event will be September in New York City next year for our awards. In the meantime, we have some regional events and some other educational opportunities that happen virtually. We just had an AI webinar. If you didn't catch that, please go over to the YouTube channel and check that out. And then we have still waiting for Ethan. He'll be here soon. And then we have our New Jersey event is a summit. Summits are a chance for people who live, work, create in those areas to submit their projects and then be screened and come to Q&A and talk about their work. We don't have awards at those. The awards will still be handled at the New York event and the annual session. So, let's see. I don't know why we're having trouble adding. This is our 3rd try. I'm inviting them again. Let's see what happens. If you have any questions about submitting, please let us know. Oh, finally, here it is. I got the request. Hopefully he's joining in a minute. My invite to him did not work. Let's see. Accept. I'm hitting the accept button. Why is this not working? I got full bars on my thing. Ethan, I'm trying to accept you. if you're watching me, I'm trying to accept you. It's not working. I don't understand. May have to try this another day. I don't know why this is not happening. I've never run into this issue before. Oh my gosh, you're here.
We did it.
15
We did
minutes
it, everyone.
later. 15 minutes later, I finally get to meet you. Hi.
Hi, lovely to meet you.
You too. I'm glad this finally worked out.
Yeah.
So I've just been babbling about what the Tammies are, and so I think I've spoken about that enough. So let's just dive into the the guest from elsewhere. So tell us about your film, and then we'll talk more about more of the details.
Yeah, it's an 8.5 minute stop motion short film. Um, I worked on it for like at least a year. I'm the, writer, director, lead animator, fabricator, all editor, I'm like most of the team. Um, and it's just starting to do festivals. And so this is a very exciting one. Um,
Awesome. I lost you here for a second. Hopefully you'll return. Oh, either that or I'm the frozen one. Instagram is being. Oh,
I'm
there you are.
back. I don't know where I went.
I don't know where you went either. All right, so you did all the parts on it. So tell us about like the inspiration for it because it's a really cool monster as the main character. And where did that come from?
Yeah, so it's like a creature feature, and it's set in the 1930s. And a lot of my inspiration comes from like early cinema and the use of stop motion in creatures and other effects from that era. So like obviously King Kong is like a huge one, and the Lost World and how dinosaurs are used. And so I'm taking like those types of early stage cinema effects, and then I'm kind of telling this story with monsters, but it's more in a like 1930s 40s, almost like rom-com, like it happened one night type of tone to the short. But then I'm doing it with these beetle creatures, um, which is quite exciting.
Yeah, it's really fun to watch. And then how did you find out about the Tammies?
Oh, I have like just such a large spreadsheet that I've created of like the film festivals that I've wanted to be a part of. Most of them came from looking at other creators that do similar um, shorts and animation that I do, and seeing what things they've been a part of, and what they really liked and enjoyed. So I think that's how Tammy's got on my radar.
Awesome, glad to hear it. Do you know Michael Granberry?
Yes, 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 I do.
Awesome. So yeah, they submitted the Le Bate last year to our film festival, and we really enjoyed that. And I've been watching it get so many accolades and film fest selections and nominations and awards. Um, this particular, the categories of stop motion and puppets is one of our most popular. So we had so many submissions for that last year, and looking forward to getting more this year. You know, our film fest is only we're going into our fourth year, so and we just moved it to New York City this year for the first time. So we're expecting to grow a lot over the next year, especially as we have these educational opportunities like the AI webinar that we just had last week, and which is now on a recording on YouTube for anybody that missed it. And then we're hosting regional summits, so there'll be one in New Jersey coming up, and then we'll have one in LA and one in Atlanta for next year. But we're hoping as we have these satellite events and other opportunities in between that are virtual that anyone can attend, that we start to really expand our reach and get more exposure. Love to have more sponsors, of course, but really appreciate getting like really quality submissions like yours. And when you do the stop motion work, like what's your process? I think I don't know. I'm not going to pretend I know a whole lot about making stop motion, but I think there's different methods. Like, how do you go about it?
Yeah, so mine's all with puppets on like a stage that I've built in like a dark room. And so like obviously the making process is like the first part of the process, and like creating all of the physical objects that I'm going to be taking photos of to create animation with. Um, and then it takes me like a few days to set up each specific shot, and get the lighting right, because then when I start animating, I like to do it all like in one run, so I don't run any risks of like gravity making lights like slightly tilt over time, or like different things possibly going wrong for me taking breaks in between days. So when I start animating, I'm like there until the shot's done. So that can like be like a 24-hour shoot
Oh
at
wow.
least, sometimes more, depending on the scale of the shot. Some of the shots are like uh, quite long. And some of the shots have like up to like 9, 10 characters moving in one shot, and so that's when it gets tricky. Is when you have multiple things that you're animating simultaneously.
Yeah. Do you draw this all out before you start pushing things around?
Yeah, so I have like my script. It's a there's no dialogue, but I have like a script that's more like a shot list that I start with, and then I storyboard from there. Um, and I like time things out so I know roughly how long each shot should be, and so then I can kind of gauge how long each one will take me.
Okay, that's really cool. And then so there's nobody helping you, but you just do it all on your own.
There's a couple of shots where I have my friend AJ is like animating one character while I'm animating like some other characters. But other than that, no, it's just me. Yeah.
All right. So you said you submitted to other film fests. Like, have you had? I don't know how long you've been submitting. So have you gotten any feedback or responses yet?
Yeah, I just started, and so I've only been in a few.
Nope,
I just
blipped out
won.
again. So we don't know where he's gone. He'll return. In the meantime, if anybody watching has any questions about, I know you probably haven't seen this film, but if you have questions, feel free to about puppets and stop motion. Feel free to put it in the chat. We're only going to be here for a few more minutes. And actually, Ethan has left, so we may not be here much longer at all. I'll see if I can invite him again, so we can round this out. 1 second. That didn't work. Oh, he's back.
Man, they don't want me here.
I
They're
know,
trying to
right?
get rid of me.
Instagram does not want you to talk about this project. So anyway, I was asking, have you gotten any feedback or awards or anything for your submission so far to film festivals?
Yeah, I just won Best Animated Short at the Atlanta Underground Film Festival, which
Awesome.
was last weekend. And I just recently won the Platinum Award for Best Animated Short, Best um, Original Score, and Best Student Director at the Independent Short Awards.
Very cool.
And so those are my first accolades.
That's amazing. And you just recently graduated, is that right?
Yes, I just graduated last spring from the School of the Art Institute of Chicago.
Amazing. And you're already winning film festivals, so that speaks well to their programs
Thank you.
and your talent. So congratulations. Um, so we're, like I said, early on in our submission process. So appreciate you submitting, and it's a great time to submit because the costs are so low. And but you do have some time to wait on ours because we're
Yeah.
just starting our submission process. So we don't actually have our awards until September of next year. In the meantime, though, we are still trying to, one of the biggest things for us at the Tammies is to give people opportunities to share and talk. I know that we personally submitted a TV show that we worked on to film festivals, and most of them you don't hear anything back. You don't, outside of the film fest itself, you don't have any chance to share and get some some new eyes on your work. But we are hoping to be a little different and have these opportunities. We're looking at having virtual networking opportunities, so people who submit can come and talk and share their work, and maybe have some breakout rooms and be able to talk about their work with other makers and even the public, anybody who wants to come and learn and hear more. Because I think it's very, hearing the process of how animation was made, or how even, I don't think people really even understand how difficult sound is to get right, like talking to people who make that. And then, we had a stunt performer panel at the Film Fest in June, and that was so interesting, hearing about the days they spend on set and only the 10 seconds that make it to the actual final cut. And I think, are you still with us?
I'm,
Nope. Oh, you're here? Okay.
I think.
Here, not here. I think you're here. But okay, so I think we've been here for a while. But I would like for you to say anything else you want to share about your film, about the work, or any upcoming projects that you have.
Um, yeah, it's a terribly exciting film. It was, it's the culmination of what I've spent my last at least year on, probably at least 2 or 3 years just thinking about it. So I'm awfully excited about it, and so I hope everyone else gets a chance to see it. What else do I got going on? Um, I have I'm on the Food Network on a pumpkin carving show called Outrageous Pumpkins.
That's awesome.
Uh, in September, so you can see me like in my actual face there. Yeah,
That's
it's
really cool.
Outrageous Pumpkins All Stars. I'm gonna get the belt.
How did you get that opportunity? Where'd that come from?
Oh, I've been a carver for a long time. I'm also a 3D artist, and so I've done a couple of TV shows like that.
Oh, that's super fun.
Yeah, that's a little. I don't know. I think pumpkin carving and stop motion are both. They both kind of represent the fall season, so they kind of go hand in hand.
Right. That makes sense. And I'm going to tell people where to find us on the Tammies. You can find us at tammff.com or on Film Freeway with TAMMFF. And then you can also, subscribe on YouTube because we're going to have more educational opportunities there. And obviously follow us here on Instagram or on Facebook. And then where can people find you?
I'm on Instagram and TikTok as ethanand.art. Primarily Instagram is my main social media that I use.
Fabulous. Well, thanks everybody who tuned in. And if you're watching this after the fact, feel free to send either of us a DM. We'd be happy to meet you and answer questions. And Ethan, I appreciate you submitting to our film fest and looking forward to staying engaged with you the rest of the year.
Yes, thank you very much. Go Tammies.
Yeah. All right. Thanks. Have a good
All right.
one.
Bye bye.
Bye.